Brandon.
The
Packers won.
Yeah, I saw that.
I get to be happy today.
You guys are good enough to beat Brett Rippon.
Yep.
That's my assessment.
Yep.
And the Raiders are fixed.
Okay. It's a Giants, but okay. What in God's name why is that still there? We
stayed up. We steer.
You in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna, and this is G P S. Bam. Bam.
Bam.
We did it.
Beef. It's what's for dinner.
Wait, seriously? I'm not live again? Seriously?
Why is it doing that? Weird.
It's not me. It literally says public because there's 700 people in the damn lobby.
Now it's gone. Now it's in. Is it in? Are you live?
So annoying. It's so annoying. No, I'm not live. Dude, YouTube is like...
YouTube is trying to break Tom Grossi. That's right, Guillermo. You did get a win. The Raiders got a defining win against arguably the worst team in the NFL outside of the Cardinals. But it's still a win. CJ Stroud is king shit. Just threw for 1 billion yards, broke all the records as a rookie quarterback. Game-winning drive. Dolphins lose. Eagles beat the Cowboys.
I'm so annoyed.
Ravens assert their dominance. It was a Sunday of football where teams basically started to separate themselves as true contenders. The AFC North is ridiculous. We're going to talk about all of it once Tom's YouTube starts working. And, of course, the savior of Minnesota, Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs.
It's still not up.
Dang, I thought by the time I was done saying all those words...
Yeah, I thought so, too. Oh, there we go. It decided to effing work now.
There.
Good God, man. Jesus.
Think it's a YouTube issue? I know YouTube's been rolling out little changes over the last, 2 weeks.
Dude, I have no idea. I have no idea. But that's a great stat. That's a great stat.
Yep.
Finally, there we go. It was live.
Now we're here.
Said it was live, but then it didn't want to be live.
Now we're here.
Now we're doing it.
All
right. Listen. Yesterday was insane.
Yeah,
yesterday was crazy times. It was crazy times.
You streamed 4 straight games, so of course.
That was. I'm tired. Still got a voice.
You gonna ever do that again? You ever gonna do that again?
Probably at some point. It was not fun. In terms of just the not being able to do videos, that was the worst part. The streams were great. The streams were a lot of fun. That Eagles Cowboys game was great. The Packers won, and that last game was pretty fun too. So the streams are great. But bro, just not being able to put out videos was just ugh. But yeah. I want to talk about, there's so many stories coming out of yesterday too. CJ Stroud, of course, setting rookie records, 470 yards, 5 touchdowns. And yeah, against the Panthers. The Panthers, I didn't count it from yesterday, but they had a top 10. They were the 6th best passing defense. So maybe that's why. But that, Josh Dobbs, like you said, incredible. Wow.
I'm assuming Alan is a Panthers fan because, of course, he would remember that CJ Stroud does not look like the greatest rookie quarterback since Andrew Luck. But you remember that one game he played not the best? Do you guys remember that one? Oh, boy.
I will say, dude, like, if you are the Texans, you could not be happier because CJ Stroud has already looked good. Like, we talked about him on the show. I try to shout him out almost every single week because he's been impressing.
Yeah,
and
we've talked about him a ton.
The Texans, like, roster is not the most talented roster right now. Their offensive line is beat up, right? Tank Dell is, like, amazing, which is awesome. But, like, they were like, all right, maybe they'll be, like, slightly competitive this year. But get a team surrounding that guy, and oh boy, like, Texans, like, if you found your franchise QB, which it looks like you did, you know, it's obviously only 9 games, or week 9, I should say. But dude, like, that's something that you have for the next, like, 10, 15 years that you can build around. Like, that's exciting. And for Texans fans who have been through the ringer, dude, like, I'm just happy for the fans. Because, you know, CJ Stroud coming out in that press conference weeks ago and just being like, I want people to be proud to, like, wear their Texans merch and stuff. And Texans fans have not been proud. It's been a rough go of things for the past few years. And now, hell yeah. Like, let's go.
Yeah, like the Texans roster, it's one of those things where I think they don't have the names yet. Tank Dell might be one of those dudes. They, you know, their receivers is Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Robert Woods didn't play. Noah Brown had over 100 yards yesterday. You might remember him from playing with the Cowboys.
Yep.
So I think they're a well-coached team. I think they've got a very strong base, and you just add, you know, a couple big-time playmakers to that roster, and they're going to be a dangerous team either late this season or, you know, next year. They're still in the race. And I think Dalton Schultz had over 100 receiving yards yesterday against, I think what's kind of lost is, like, the Buccaneers defense has been, like, very solid this year. So
yeah.
it was just a good all-around performance. And then I also think about Baker Mayfield leading a game-winning drive. I was like, oh crap. This week, I'm going to be talking about CJ Stroud winning my Kirk Cousins award, which goes to the player who, no matter what he does, his team loses, which was dated back to the beginning of the season. It's changed for the Vikings. But then 46 seconds. He leads the game-winning drive for the Texans. And then I started thinking, Baker Mayfield must really, really fucking hate Texans quarterbacks at this point. You know what I mean? Like, Deshaun Watson takes his job.
I'm so glad that you bet. I have that for the script writer, like, a little bit with that. So, yes, like, dude, it's just like, again,
you guys.
Well, it's also ironic too, because you said, like, their defense has been so solid, and, like, they're the ones who let them down.
Yeah,
like, it was not Baker. Like, and Baker has kind of been up and down. Like, he's had a good season so far, but, like, he's been a little up and down these past few weeks. And people are like, oh man, like, this kind of sucks. But
he was solid. Baker was good enough. And then they got Strouded.
Mm-hmm.
The Buccaneers fell victim to the Stroud boys. What can you do?
It's wild. I mean, Texans, they could make the postseason. What this title is for today's episode is how the entire division of the AFC North is currently in the postseason. Again, week 9, a lot of time. But have you ever seen such, like, a beautiful train wreck of a fire pit that is the AFC North? Because you look at teams and they're like, oh, they're not good. Like, they're not good. Like, you look at the Steelers, right? You're just like, oh, like, they have a good defense. Their offense shows up in the fourth quarter, and they somehow win games. The Browns, their offense is like, all right. Deshaun Watson had a better game yesterday, but, like, all right, but their defense is, like, one of the best. It's so good. It's so good this year. And then the Ravens beat the crap out of the Lions, struggle with the Cardinals, beat the ever-living piss out of the Seahawks. I mean, Is that just like NFC teams are like, we hate you forever? Because good God, man,
Yeah.
beat the crap out of them. And then the Bengals won.
Yeah. All of those teams have very good defenses right now. That goes without saying. And the Bengals defense is underrated. The Browns defense could be the best in the league. The Ravens defense could actually be better than the Browns defense. We just don't know yet.
Just
And then you've got two very good quarterbacks there, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. The Steelers, I don't know about their QB situation. Browns, we'll see. We'll see with Deshaun Watson. I don't know how that division's going to shake out. I think the Ravens will finish at the top just because they've got the lead right now. And I think the Bengals will end up in second place, but who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? What I do know is Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow showed the world how important your calf muscle is. It's a muscle we don't talk about. People neglect it at the gym. It's hard to put on mass to your calf muscles, as Milhouse from The Simpsons reminded us. But as soon as his calf muscle got healthy, he turned right back into Joe Burrow. We were like, is this calf injury, is it really making Joe Burrow and that offense suck that much? The answer is yes. Yes, it is. And they handed the Bills another loss, primetime loss. And now the Bills, I think they're behind the Jets right now in the standings.
The Bills are screwed. We're going to talk about, do you want to get there already? They're screwed.
They're 5-4 right now, and they're behind the Jets.
Dude, okay. Listen, and I like the Bills. I do. I really like the Bills. But I was worried about them coming into this game because the Bengals, they have all the momentum. They've been playing really, really well. The Bills' schedule going forward is not a fun time. They play the Broncos.
With the best team in the NFL this week, the Denver Broncos on Monday Night Football. So that is number one in my power rankings. Does not lie.
Nope. So anyway, after that, they're playing the Jets, so they'll struggle with that defense a little bit. But then they got the Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Cowboys. Back to back to back. And if you're a team that's struggling right now, it's going to be tough. Now, the good thing that I will say for the Bills is that the Dolphins have not proved a single hater wrong right now because they still have yet to beat a good football team. So they still can they can still win the division, but they need to get it together. And you do wonder, was that it for the Bills? That window that they had a couple years ago, and they'll have Josh Allen, they'll always be competitive and stuff, and they can add pieces. But for this season, it doesn't look like they are that powerhouse that we're used to seeing. You saw a glimpse of it in weeks 2 and 3 and stuff. You're like, okay, maybe they're back. They're playing good football. They beat the Dolphins. You're like, all right, here we go. And it's just been kind of downhill since then.
Yeah, they need a new offensive coordinator. I think it's that simple
for
Buffalo. They need a new offensive coordinator and/or
he could have won.
New us. That offense. They have Josh Allen. They have the weapons. They're efficient on offense, but they should be outscoring their opponents by a large margin. Obviously too, Josh Allen threw an early interception. That was just his standard bad pass goes right to Cincy. So yeah, I'm concerned about the Bills, but I think if they can get through that 3-game stretch, then they'll be poised to go on a run. Whether or not they actually do that, who the hell knows? And with the game on the line, I saw something I've never witnessed before. Yes. Game was on the line, 3rd and short. Von Miller has Joe Mixon dead to rights, and Von just misses the tackle. And I don't know if I've ever seen Von miss a tackle like that. So, yeah, it sucks. It sucks to watch it for the Bills. Bengals are legit. And I tweeted out, is Zach Taylor the most underrated head coach in the league? And I got a lot of people like, fuck no, he ain't. It's like, whoa. Whoa.
Zach Taylor is the guy who's going to get zero credit when the Bengals win, but if they lose, it's grab the
100%.
pitchforks, burn down the house. Like, that's what that is. That's
You're
accurate.
like, no,
Yeah.
it's our defense,
BS.
our defensive coordinator, Lou. It's like, well, that was Zach. Zach brought in Lou. Zach's
Patriots.
developed Joe Burrow. The Bengals have been to the Super Bowl. They've been very competitive in the playoffs. Joe Burrow's considered one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Obviously, you got to be the dude and go out there and do that. But like, and they lost those games early this season because they're injured. Because Joe Burrow was injured early this season, that's why they lost. And I think like Zach Taylor, he's a very solid head coach. So it's just funny nobody wants to call him that. And I'm not close enough to know why, but yeah, you've got a great defensive coordinator in Lou, and Zach brought him there. And if he leaves after this season, which is probably a possibility, then I'll understand if the Bengals fall off the face of the earth. But they're a competitive football team
on both sides of the ball too. Like,
yeah,
they are. Yeah, no, they are. Xavier, yeah, the Eagles schedule coming up is not fun either. I'm going to talk about that game. There's so many games I want to talk about, Perna, because like there's so much again that happened yesterday. I want to take a minute. I want to talk about Josh Dobbs because
King Shite.
I love his story. I loved it when he came over to the Cardinals.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
He plays for the Vikings. As soon as this stream ends, you're going to be like, I hate Josh Dobbs.
No, I always.
And nobody's going to believe me, but that's the truth.
I like Josh Dobbs. Hey, Andrew, appreciate you. Thank you. So, I really like Josh Dobbs. And he gets traded, right? Going back and forth. Gets to the Vikings. Bro is like on the team for 5 minutes, right? Hall gets knocked out. He comes in, leads him to victory. Like, dude, it's just such a good story. And he just seems like such a good, nice dude. And like good, nice, like it's always cool. Like when you see that happen to good, nice people, even if it's the purple incarnation of Satan. Am I low key rooting for Josh Dobbs? Absolutely.
Yeah. What what's funny is I think we both rooted for our enemies this week.
Yeah.
Like Dobbs with the Vikings, and I legit wanted to see the Raiders win just so the world would know without question how bad Josh McDaniels is for an organization.
Andrew, giving 20 memberships to Perna. Let's go.
Whoa, holy crap, Andrew.
Let's go.
The cool thing about that game with Dobbs, too, is he came in and it was not going well early for him in Minnesota. Safety, and I believe he fumbled one of the balls away where it just kind of like squirted out of his hands in a bit of a hilarious fashion. And then he settled in, started making plays, started scrambling like freaking Mike Vick. Two improbable plays. Maybe three. There was a rushing touchdown. There was that like 3rd and 10 where he ran like a mile behind the line around to pick it up and led the game-winning drive. Tagged Jordan Addison on the sideline on that game-winning drive, and Addison took a shot, held onto the ball. It was a cool victory. So yeah,
Let's go.
And the other thing you like with Dobbs is seeing like, he gets to Minnesota, has no time to learn the playbook, goes in there, leads them to victory. Also, while the Arizona Cardinals just get the ever-living shit kicked out of them by the Browns. So yeah, things weren't looking great with Dobbs in Arizona the last few weeks. But I think it just shows you like how much he might have been doing to keep that team like respectably competitive versus, they had to start Clayton Tune, who's rookie 5th round guy going into a bad situation against a very good Browns defense. So,
I mean, that's the thing too. Like Dobbs, there was a few games where it's like, it's just not. It's not it. But it's also
I'm not saying he's like the guy.
No, I know. But the talent surrounding him on that roster's not great. He now goes to Minnesota where there's a good amount of talent that's on that roster. And Justin Jefferson isn't even back.
He's not even there.
So,
but he had Addison, he had Hawkinson. Alexander Madison had his best game of the season too. That helps. At least fantasy wise.
But it's
I just hope, I'm happy knowing like Dobbs is going to make tens of millions of dollars because of this season.
Yes, he will. He's gonna get a backup job
And
for
he
life,
deserves it.
like as long as he wants it, and it's well deserved. I mean, now he gets to be like, hey, let me go out and see if we can win some games with the Vikings, which he definitely can, because he doesn't have to be amazing with that roster. If Madison can kind of get that ground game going more consistently, like they will have like a dual threat offense, and that defense is better than it was, a lot better than it was last year. So no, like it is really interesting to see. It's heartwarming. It's heartwarming to see Josh Dobbs do well, because it's nice. It's nice. And again, he plays for Satan, pure Satan. But the Seahawks curse. You cursed.
I was at top of the Seahawks Reddit yesterday.
Yes, you
for
were.
that curse.
Yes, you were.
It wasn't just that the curse worked. I said that the Ravens were gonna just beat the pants off of Seattle. I doubled down on that on GPS, and it happened.
Yeah,
it happened. Yeah. And I'm so hoping, and I don't think this will happen. I don't know, maybe. I'm just hoping Russell Wilson finishes this season on a tear. If the Broncos somehow sneak into the playoffs this season,
here we go.
If they sneak into the playoffs,
there we go.
That stupid video of me reacting to when the Broncos traded for Russell Wilson, that I got to see the same fucking comment on every week. This aged like milk. This aged like milk. This aged like milk. Have a different way of saying that it aged poorly. That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
We're going to talk about the Raiders. I want to talk about that post game too.
Anyway. But Broncos won this week because they didn't play. So I'm riding the hope train as long as I can.
You're rocking.
It's a dangerous train to be on. But I like first class amenities here on the hope train.
Damn.
Ooh, that's pretty good. I feel like this has been an easy week to get a lot of picks right.
Yeah, I got a bunch right. Even I didn't screw that up. So that was nice. I do want to talk about the Raiders, dude. They're like smoking in the locker room. They're vibing. Like it's so funny because I know you're loving all of this. You saw that article that came out about like the airing of grievances.
Oh yeah, I listened to the Jay Glazer clip about it.
It is glorious. Glorious. And I know you're just reveling in this. Go ahead, Perna, again. This is your story.
No. I mean, I know it's not it's the world's story.
It's the worst. We're all in this together.
I imagine in my brain, and I'm hoping to cut this together Johnny cuts it together for winners and losers perfectly. But it's that scene in The Office where Michael Scott asks everybody to roast him.
Yeah.
Right? And he sits down thinking everybody's going to say like the funny things about him and then say that they love him.
Mm-hmm.
And really everybody just rips into him. Like that's the meeting it sounds like the Raiders had. Like, hey, let's clear the air. Let's get everything out there. And everybody was just like, you're the problem. You are the problem, Josh.
Worst, by the way. Worst.
And it wasn't just that players were speaking up. They said coaches were speaking up. And then Josh had Antonio Pierce speak on his behalf. And then Antonio Pierce brought up the Patriots, the undefeated Patriots season where nobody believed in the Giants really, and they established their own culture. They believed in themselves, and that's why they were able to go out there and beat New England. Thank you. That's much better.
Oh no, they're crushing it right now.
And the team liked it. And then right afterwards, Josh told him, don't ever talk about the Patriots like that again.
Okay, like that can't be real, right?
No, it's got to be real.
That can't be real.
It's got to be
right?
real.
That can't, like, Perna, listen,
I don't know Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels is awful. He's awful. He's the worst, right? He's not the worst, but he's bad. He sucks, right? But dude,
if Josh McDaniels could, he would rob old people. He would rob money from old people.
I mean, he did that when he took money from the Colts.
Oh, nice.
I got you. Anyway,
Josh McDaniels' favorite quarterback would be Brett Favre.
he's just like he's just an inspiring guy. But the reason I say that can't be right, that you are the head coach of a football organization that is not the Patriots, any other team, and you say don't ever talk about the Patriots like that ever again, that is like, Brandon, that's like if you are dating someone for a really long time, right? Right? It goes really, really well, but then, it's drift apart. Things don't work out.
Sure.
And then you're with somebody else. Things are going really well. It's obviously a commitment. And they bring up your ex, and you're like, don't ever talk about them like that ever. That is all the red flags. That is something you do in high school. And on top of that, bro, there's no way that you could convince me that an NFL head coach is talking about that, about an old team of his, because that is so embarrassing. That is just so cringy. Like, that is so inappropriate. Like, you need to be fired on the spot. On the freaking spot. That's
and he
bad.
basically did.
That's bad.
Right?
Yeah, I got those.
Okay. Think about it like this, though.
Dude.
Josh McDaniels, it's a fragile ego. He's got a fragile ego.
Obviously.
Okay. All of his success in the NFL is attributed to two other men, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And every time he has gone out on his own, it hasn't worked out, including when he was the Rams offensive coordinator.
Yep.
So that's a guy who knows it's his last chance, I think, to establish his own identity within the league as being good. And he told everybody that he learned from his past mistakes, that he matured and he grew. And maybe in his eyes, he did. And maybe he actually did comparatively to who he was when he was with the Broncos. But I don't think that was far enough on the spectrum where it made him a good coach.
I really didn't know where this comment was going, but then I was like, okay. I got scared for a minute. I got scared.
I thought they were... I thought that was going to be a Josh McDaniels comment.
You were like, appropriate.
Dude, it's hilarious.
It is so embarrassing, though. Like, in the fact that gets out, like, man, it's bad. It's like really, really, and like McDaniels, dude. If I mean this, if any organization gives Josh McDaniels another shot at being a head coach, they need to be clowned on forever. Because it is so embarrassing. And the fact that you see the post-game locker room and they're smoking, they're playing music, they're having a great time. Like, the only post-game locker room that was more exciting was the Colts, because that was going on. Did you see that video? No. You have to do the hand holding. You have to also do the hand holding.
Give me that hand, Steichen. Give me that hand. Man, I just honestly, everybody's got their podcasts now. I want a Jim Irsay and Mark Davis podcast.
My God. Oh,
give me those guys.
That would be.
Yeah. The Raiders, the players look like guys who were just. It was like they had. It's like they were in prison and they had the worst warden on earth. They had the meanest, most brutal warden on earth in Josh McDaniels.
It's the end of the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, except they all get out. They all get free. Like, motherfuckers, you just beat only the Giants. It was the Giants, okay?
With Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, with Tommy DeVito.
But it's like, we won the Super Bowl, baby! Pop the champagne!
It's probably the most inappropriate over-celebration of beating a bad team.
Yes.
But also the most liberating and accurate portrayal of, how guys feel about the new environment they're in with their new head coach.
How many Raiders players and or coaches do you think sent that video to Josh McDaniels?
Oh God, that would be the hardest. And look, I have no sympathy for Josh.
They're
really
so
don't.
happy without me.
But like, man, if it would be like if, one day Will Keys and Johnny Barks both told me, we're done. We can't do this anymore. And then the next day I see you and Johnny and Will all having fun together. And you just released 4 videos and they all got 10 million views. And then all 3 of you sent it to me. And I'm just like, oh my God, what was I doing wrong?
No, but Brandon, it's not that. It's literally we get together, put out a video, and it gets like 50,000 views. And we're partying like that because that's the Giants.
Yeah, you're right.
That's mean that you're just like,
They're
wow,
just
they're
happy to not be
celebrating a
working
lot,
with
but
me.
like, I
Yeah.
still feel bad. That's a
Yeah.
question for you, Perna, by the way.
I'm not apologizing for Joshy McD. No feelings about him one way or another, but honest question, wasn't he right about Cutler and Carr? No, I don't think he was right about either of those guys. I think Jay Cutler was a far better quarterback than Kyle Orton, and him trading Cutler for Kyle Orton was, and some draft picks that he squandered, was stupid. Now, that eventually set the Broncos up to get Peyton Manning. So if you want to give Josh McDaniels credit for making the Broncos be in a position to get Peyton Manning, sure. Derek Carr, you got to compare to Jimmy Garoppolo. And Carr is better than Garoppolo. Carr's starting to play better with the Saints. And while you might not be able to ever win a Super Bowl with Derek Carr, that exchange, getting nothing for Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Because they extended Carr and they wrote him a contract that Carr could get out of, and he did. And since they benched him, he said, I am not going to give you any luxury of trading me for any sort of assets. So I think he effed those up even worse than you want to admit. And it all goes back to, look,
Tell me.
Josh messed up his first opportunity as a head coach with the Broncos. That happens. Coaches just aren't ready. But what he did to the Colts, and then the fact that he got another head coaching job after that, like he did the most unprofessional thing you can do in the NFL. And that's say yes to a job, have staff members agree to said job, and then bail.
Yeah.
And then Mark Davis still decided to hire him. I don't understand. I'll never understand that. And it wasn't like other teams were trying to get Josh McDaniels. The Raiders were the only team interested in him. The only one. So, yeah, he bailing on the Colts. He should have never even sniffed another job as a head coach ever again. And the next team that hires, no, I don't think any team will ever hire another Belichick disciple because none of them worked out. They're all terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like, bro, I'm happy for the Raiders because I did see that too. It's a tragedy.
No, I did not see this.
Oh, yeah, no, change his hair. It's a tragedy. The bowl cut's gone.
What?
I know. Oh, you didn't know this of all people?
Where is this?
Yeah. Did you find it?
Mark Davis cuts hair. Let me see this. Let me see.
It's literally...
I mean... The bowlish, the bangs are still cut to the top brim there. Bangs are still up here, straight across, but
it's not the traditional bowl. Not the traditional bowl. But anyway, I'm happy for the Raiders. I'm happy for their fans. And like, even if it is beating the Giants, who cares, man? Like, bro, like this season has sucked. The season has not gone well. Like, find those small victories. And like, that's what the Packers too, right? You bring up like Brett Rippon. Dude, I was going nuts on the first drive when the Packers got a first down. Going nuts. I was so happy. You know why? Because we started the last game with 4 3-and-outs in a row. We haven't been able to do diddly squat in the first half. So yeah, with this season how it is, I am celebrating every tiny victory. I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna be happy about it. Packers are 3-5. I don't know what's gonna happen. Next week they play the Steelers. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna hope. So
Yeah,
I know
dude,
Daniel
I
Jones
mean,
is out for the year. He officially has a torn ACL, which is horrible.
the
news is
Broncos were on several streaks where every single game they started with 3 and outs. I've been there. It's not
Yeah.
fun life when
It
your
sucks,
team,
man.
especially like going back to like the Shanahan days with the
Brutal.
Broncos where they were scoring touchdowns on every single opening drive.
Yeah.
Like to have that in your history and then, years and years later to be at the team that just all you do is 3 and out to start games. You've got all week to think about how you're going to start this game offensively and you just do nothing. Also, Brett Rippon, he was a quarterback here in Denver.
I'm very aware.
A guy I was hoping, hey, maybe Brett Rippon's our future.
Ripping it. I remember.
Rip it and grip it.
Rip. Yep.
Some say I should say it the other way around. Nope. It's rip it and grip it, baby.
Nope.
But the Packers, the Jordan Love
Love it.
had a nice second half. Is that what happened? Came out, played well in the second half?
Yeah, and guess what? They found a lot more success because they gave Aaron Jones the damn ball. It's crazy. It's just crazy. It's just so crazy when you just give the ball. I mean, then he fumbled it, but that's okay. But like, it's nice when you just give the guy the ball.
Yeah.
So I'm just, oh my God, man. It was so frustrating. But yeah, I mean, again, the defense played really well. And Valentine played really, really well. But you have to play against a QB who's not Brett Rippon, right?
Yeah.
For like that. It just goes, nope, 1 week at a time. 1 week at a time. That's all I care about. Bit by bit by bit.
Can't imagine. My team just beat Mahomes and the Chiefs, so we good.
There you go. I will
Love
say,
and Valentine. Think about that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Love and Valentine. It's the
Love,
perfect.
Valentine, there's Romeo. I know.
The Packers are a team of romance?
They are.
The Bromantics. Oh, you guys are the Bromantics. Trademark Brandon Perna 2023. The Green Bay Packers are now the Bromantics.
Mm-hmm. I do want to say the one thing real quick, because we don't talk about the Packers that long, but
you're welcome, Alec.
This is on the Packers subreddit. And we saw like scenes of this like all freaking games.
The Bromantics!
So Aaron Jones like going over to Wicks. So Wicks had a fumble as well. And Aaron Jones like went over and just kind of like consoled him. Was like, it's all right. Malik Heath, he dropped a ball that he's supposed to catch. And like veterans are just going over and like patting him on the back. It's like, it's all right, man. It's all good. Like that is the kind of like locker room. I'm like, hell yeah. Like that is such a positive environment. And like these vets, because Aaron Jones is legitimately like the heart and soul of the Green Bay Packers. He really is. He is just the guy. He carries the G. He's so good for the organization. He does all his charity work. He's the guy that you want to like put front and center and be like, yep, he's the guy who represents our entire team. And for him to do that for like the young guys, stuff like that, it's just, I don't know, it's just really cool to see. Yeah, it's really nice. So
I like to imagine though that in that situation, Aaron Jones is talking mad trash to him.
Well, then he fumbled, so they both did. So yeah,
he's like, don't worry.
That. It's brutal.
Actually, he's like, don't worry. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna fumble too. I'm gonna fumble and take the heat off you, buddy. That's what a good leader does. Is Wicks the one who fumbled the ball and it like popped right up to the Rams?
Yep.
Yeah, that play, it's unfortunate, but just it made me laugh when I saw the highlight. I was like, the ball squirted right up to him on the sideline. Like how that ball didn't just shoot out of bounds is beyond me.
Yep.
It's actually impressive what he did there.
I agree. It does feel like that. There are like a lot of underdog teams, I feel, this year. But
yeah,
it's like you were talking about, like, dude, like one of the Broncos like 1 away from being like started to talk about like in the playoff race.
We beat the Bills on Monday Night Football.
It's a very strange year. And I do want to talk about, because I think the epitome of that strange year is that Eagles-Cowboys game. Because if I'm being brutally honest, I have more respect for the Cowboys this week than I did after any of their other wins. Like, again, I know they got blown out by the 49ers, but I respected it because that game, they lost by inches. They lost that game by twice because they had the 2-point conversion. He stepped out for that. Then you had that freaking touchdown, which is like that close, and his knee goes down. And like they battled, and yeah, the penalties were really bad. You know, there was definitely some mistakes, but they went toe to toe with the Eagles. Like they did. I mean, so did the Commanders, but I just think that nobody's really safe.
No, there's not a single team that has emerged as like, well, maybe the Ravens. Maybe the Ravens are the best team in the NFL.
Oh yeah,
top to bottom, right?
I think so right now.
The Eagles, their defense hasn't been as good as it was last season, and now they're kind of getting injured on the back end there. Hurts banged up his knee. It's got like a bone bruise or something, but they have a bye, so it should. Goddard breaks his forearm in that game.
Fracture, yeah.
So like they're about to be battle tested, Philly. But yeah, Dallas. It's been multiple weeks in a row they've played pretty good football. When we thought like one of those games that they wouldn't, they handled the Rams. But after the Packers handled the Rams, like what's to say about that game?
Yeah, but you know what? It wasn't. I mean, listen, it was ripping and it was all that. Yeah. But I get you.
Yeah, but yeah, they were close, and Dak played very well. We have like 350 passing yards in that game too. Like CeeDee Lamb had almost 200, and they just couldn't get it there. No, we have not had an Underdog ad read yet, but now that you mention it, David. Wait
a minute, Perna, did you win any of your pick'ems?
I did not win a single pick'em. In fact,
I won again. I lost.
You know,
I lost one. I did a 4-1 for the night game, but yeah, no, I won again.
Chris Godwin, wrong. Mac Jones, wrong. Brian Robinson, correct. Alexander Madison, correct.
$90.
Gardner Minshew, wrong.
Oh, I won $90, but I lost 100. Well,
so you are better
10.
than me, losing 100.
Oh. I wonder if Underdog just like really appreciates you, and even though like we do some of the worst ad reads ever because there's just so much chaos involved with it, there's like, you know what, Brandon Perna supports us and just gives us free money. So
yeah,
and there's a lot of love.
It's just all else. Lost. Look at all that red.
Yeah, I did.
Lost.
Jesus. See, that's when they're
like,
that's
please,
when it's like,
Brandon, stop talking about how you suck at this game.
Maybe we should
people seeing you fail so horribly on our
but the best part
is not converting new customers, Brandon.
The best part is like every week it seems like there's a fan that's like, oh yeah, I tried it for the first time. Yeah, I won.
Yeah.
Like,
cool.
It's honestly impressive how bad you are.
I'm going to call the state of Colorado, and I'm going to say I can only play with fantasy point totals, and I think that's a little trickier than stat totals. I'm going to say state of Colorado, I think you're trying to make this more competitive and fair for the player, but I'm a case study that is completely wrong. Give me CJ Stroud stat totals, and I'm going to just take higher every single time. A touchdown score, that would be nice.
Too much.
I'm the first person to get an Underdog Fantasy sponsorship and lose money. So please, God, use our code GPS and sign up with Underdog. Link in the description. They're going to match your first deposit up to $500, which if you're me, would be gone in minutes. It would be gone in minutes.
That's why we bet with, not over.
Lining their pockets. I am doing much better in my all my fantasy drafts that I got. Okay. So the best ball tournaments, I'm in for some of the best ball mania ones, the big ones, I'm in first place in some of those leagues, and you just got to get into the playoffs, and that's when you can have a chance to win the big ones. So
yeah? Hold on.
You know.
Hold on.
I'm winning $45 this week on my weekly winners. So You know.
2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, I got 4 drafts that I'm doing well in.
You know, and I was taking CJ Stroud in a lot of my early best ball fantasy drafts.
Get her involved early.
And then for some reason, I kind of stopped. But I was like, man, how many drafts did I take CJ Stroud? Took Dalton Schultz in a good amount too, because like he was really good for Dallas. So, you know.
Oh my God. Yep.
They're taking care of us.
That's
Underdog Fantasy takes care of everybody except for me. They're like, this guy.
That is true, Lucas. That's actually a really good point.
Yeah.
Bro, like, if you're coach, you're like, yep, nope, definitely not. Nope. Oh my God. Hey, I actually would die laughing if Jess made picks.
And one?
That would actually be like amazing.
Yeah, I should do that.
Like, have Jess make a pick and just be like, let's see. Why not?
Let's do it.
What do you have to lose at this point? I do want to talk about a couple of other games. We obviously streamed the Miami Kansas City game. Neither team looked great. The Chiefs defense looked good, but
the Dolphins defense starting to look pretty good too,
Dolphins
guys.
defense in that second half looked good.
Pretty good.
But it's just not going to quiet anyone down about the Dolphins. And
Let them be loud. They'll figure it out.
I think there's legitimate concerns though. At this, you don't think there's any concerns with the Dolphins?
No. They're going to win a playoff game this season.
But it's not about a playoff game right now. Like,
yeah,
we're talking about
they got to step one, win a playoff game. They haven't done that. And when's the last playoff game?
It's been a very long time. Yes. Yeah. What I'm talking about is just like, if you are the Dolphins right now, heading in to like the rest of the season, this back half of the season, there's definitely some concerns there because like you're not performing against teams that have winning records. And again, it doesn't matter, right? Because your argument is get to the dance. And I get that 100%. We've been talking about this past few weeks. It feels like one of those years, whoever gets hot in end of January is going to win the entire thing, right? That 1,000,000% could be the Dolphins. But I'm more asking you, like, why are they struggling against these kinds of teams?
I think the Chiefs have arguably the second best defense in the NFL right now. It's a top 3 defense. And Miami they had a bad first half. They're also missing, outside of Tyreek Hill, their most explosive playmaker this season has been Achane. So
yeah,
he's going to come back after this week, and I think that's going to make the Dolphins
that will help a lot.
Insane again. Last stat on the Raiders game. Last time the Raiders had 24-point leading on the half season when they played Josh McDaniels.
That's a great stat.
That's
for the kitty.
Hilarious.
That is a great stat.
Oh my God. I'm putting that in the winners and losers right now. Oh.
Hey.
That's kind of phenomenal. Well, great pull, Elliot. Great pull.
Yeah.
Great pull. Appreciate you. That's a really good stat.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Dude, it's a thing. The first time I ever played fantasy football, I just drafted a bunch of Packers. Like I drafted Aaron Rodgers and stuff, and I won the league. Beginner's luck for like fantasy football stuff is a thing. It really is. Sometimes you just win.
Anyway, I think the Dolphins are going to be fine. And they had a chance late in that game. There's that whatever happened between Tua and Cedric Wilson and then the fumble. Those two things concern you a little bit, but like for the most part, they're a very good football team. They're growing, they're learning, and I think it'll come together at some point. And plus the Chiefs too. Like one advantage Kansas City had is they know Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
They have guys who guarded him in practice. They went back and watched the tape about practicing against Tyreek Hill. So they had a good game plan for him specifically. And I think like one thing that's obviously Waddle was injured early in the season, but Waddle hasn't been as good as he was last year. Maybe I don't know what that is, but if that clicks, that could help a little bit. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, again, I just think it's their defense their offense can be limited when you like pull Tyreek Hill like out of the equation. Like that, their offense struggles a lot because you bring up the Waddle thing. He's just like, okay, well, we have Waddle to throw to. Like, that's fine. But I think with the loss of Achane, there's not that threat. Like, Mostert's still good, but it's just, I don't know if it's just that they don't utilize him like a ton or he's just not getting a lot of space. It's just that they don't have like that extra weapon to put them over the top. But if Achane is there and they're like, crap, well, now we have to defend the run and then there's Tyreek Hill, it's going to cause problems later. So yeah, maybe it is just like they need to get healthy again.
And I think like what's going to be different for the Dolphins at the end of this season, like I really think their defense is starting to come together. Mm-hmm. And early in the season, it wasn't there yet. If the Chiefs if the Chiefs beat the Dolphins the way the Bills did, then I would say, yeah, you can really start to worry. But it was a close game. The opening drive for Kansas City was concerning because they just marched down the field, scored.
Yes.
But that was it. That was basically, they had one other scoring drive and a freak weird, fumble that turned into a defensive touchdown for Kansas City. So it was a close game. Yes, the Dolphins lost, but I just think they're two teams whose defenses are getting really good. And they're two teams where we've seen what the Dolphins offense can do this season. We have not seen the Chiefs play their best offensive football. We've seen flashes, if one of those teams really dials in and is like, oh shit, the Chiefs are back, the Dolphins offense is cooking, their defense is going to carry them deep in the playoffs, possibly to a Super Bowl if they can get past the Ravens, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. No,
or Bengals.
I hear you. Yeah. Congrats to the commies, baby. Let's go. Sam Howell.
Woo. That was a game I was wrong about.
I got that game right. Yeah, that was good. It was really, it's our first victory at Gillette. I didn't realize it was that. That's awesome. That's
wow.
Awesome. Why are we Yeah, Brandon, you can answer that question.
What?
Yeah, Brandon. Yeah.
First, I'd rub some chili infused olive oil all over.
I'm pooping myself before I die. I'm just letting you know.
And I'd rub him with garlic cloves.
Ruining it for you.
Some garlic salt.
That's
a little pepper.
Are you gonna tenderize it too? Like you gotta also like let it sit out for a bit.
I want that meat tough.
Oh.
I want to chew on you.
I don't know if I'm more uncomfortable or aroused. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or
I want to chew on you. Okay. Chili infused olive oil. Ooh. Garlic infused olive oil. Give
Dobbs,
me
baby.
All of it.
Dobbs. I think he's the shoo-in for Rookie of the Year. He'll win Rookie of the Year, I think.
Rookie of the Year.
Like this, he'll win Rookie of the Year.
I don't even know who the MVP is right now.
That's someone I asked me yesterday. I was like, maybe like Lamar, Burrow, CMC, like around. Like it's difficult right now. But there was this question was coming up a lot yesterday. Can a rookie win MVP?
They can.
In the NFL?
They can. Yes.
Hasn't happened though, yeah? I'm like,
I feel like maybe one has a rookie ever
an NFL rookie win MVP.
Jim Brown, that's right.
Oh, there you go. All right. So it
Jim
happened
Brown.
once. Rushed for 942 yards. Damn. Jim Brown.
12 games. In 12 games. See, and that's the thing, like,
yeah.
Before this Chiefs game, people were saying Tyreek Hill could be an MVP candidate.
Yep.
True
story.
If he had the game-winning touchdown, over 100 receiving yards, and maybe this week did have a lot of big plays, a lot of nice big offensive touchdowns, overall this season, there aren't any outside of Tyreek Hill like statistical outliers. We're like going, oh, that guy's 400 more rushing yards than everybody. He's got 8 more touchdowns than everybody, or whatever. So I think we'll see separation as November progresses. What was the best $5?
about what seasoning you would use to eat me.
Hmm.
That was this was the you look now and you see these off-season narratives that dominate the draft coverage, the media, like, oh, so dumb. It's so dumb. Like, this one was one of the worst narratives. It really was. It was dumb.
I remember saying anybody who drafts any player before CJ Stroud is an idiot and they don't know ball. I think I said that.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
What you said?
Yeah, my draft breakdown. The video's not on YouTube anymore.
You took it down?
Take it down because it was too real.
Oh,
It was too real.
yeah.
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 Yep.
That wouldn't be a bad idea for Chicago, but that is not going to fix their entire organization. That's the nice way. I don't trust the Bears to develop a quarterback. I don't. You found out the Bayesian's not the guy. So that QB controversy got shut up real quick, but
Secret Bayesian man.
I don't know if I'm free range. I do live in this basement a lot.
Grass fed. You are grass fed.
I am grass fed. That is very, very true. That is very, very true. Yes. Yeah, so Daniel Jones out for the year. Like, the Giants are screwed, man. Like, there's no way to put it. It's not good.
Did he tear it on a non-contact drop back? Or was that the play after he tore it? Because he stayed in one play.
Yeah. I don't remember the order of it.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, John, listen, you can't even get shocked by it. This is GPS, baby. That's it. You show up late, this is what happens. You know, some teachers would be like, oh, detention. Nope, you're just going to walk into a cannibalism conversation.
That's right.
And that's how it's going to be. But let's be very honest. There's only one front runner for the MVP, and that's the refs, and that's it.
Boom.
That's it. That is it.
There you go. Geno Stone.
Better than the other Geno yesterday. Though then again, like, everything was bad.
Geno is always a stone's throw away.
You and I talked about this, I think, on Friday. I think you said it, too, that the Ravens were going to smoke the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. I was like, yeah, they'll win. They'll definitely win. But no, they beat the ever-living. They ran all over them. They were like 300 yards. It was like watching the Packers run defense against the Eagles.
200, I think 298. They just destroyed them. A.J.
Brown is having a phenomenal year. He's like in that conversation, I think. Like, he's like on an outlier because I think his streak got broken, right? He didn't get 125 yards yesterday.
I hate to break it to you, though. It's actually receiving yards.
Okay, you know what? No. Brandon, I am not going to let you be that person to this audience. You put hockey teams in your power rankings. You have 18 teams in your top 10. You don't get to go, well, actually, no. And happy freaking fracking birthday.
Happy birthday, Christian.
Oh, my God. Just, no. I won't let you do that.
I mean,
37th birthday, though. Let's go, baby. And for the
I like to
Texans
give
fan,
facts
let's go.
right. I like to give facts right, okay?
No.
Watch my videos. Do you ever see mistakes in them?
All the time.
Do you see me say or do or spell something incorrectly? Nope.
Yes.
They go, this channel is accurate. It's the most accurate sports channel out there. Some say it's too accurate. I'm too truthful, Tom.
It was just too real.
This guy tells the truth too hard.
Hope you have a phenomenal birthday.
Say hi, Uncle Tom.
Hi, Uncle Tom.
Say hi, Uncle Tom.
Hi, Uncle Tom.
I'm Uncle Tom. Have a fantastic day. Let's go. And Texas fan, you rocking.
Johnny John.
Woo! It is like the greatest clip ever. It really is. It is so good. It is so good. It's just 20.
She was like, I'm going to get on my scooter and say Johnny John John. I was like, what?
And you're like, go. Yes. Every single Monday. Yes. Real quick, speaking of stomping, the Browns, 27-0. You talk about the Cardinals.
Yes, Clayton was out of tune.
Yeah, he just got thrown back there. Was like, here you go, buddy. Time to swim.
Yeah, that's a we talked about Will
Against
Levis
the
having to play the
Browns
Steelers
defense.
after 4 days being bad.
Ooh.
5th round quarterback having to start against this Browns defense, also not good.
But Browns defense looking good. Sean Watson played pretty well too. We talked about the Texans. The Saints, hey, 2 weeks in a row now. Their offense looking pretty solid.
It's because they're utilizing Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill's that guy.
He is the thing that makes that offense work.
Thank you, Isaac, for clarifying.
He was their leading rusher, both in yards.
I know.
And he got more carries in that game than Alvin Kamara.
Mm-hmm.
This is Taysom Hill, baby. I tweeted this. I said,
2 tutties, too.
on a per carry basis, Taysom Hill is better than Christian McCaffrey. I stand by that. Stand by it. On a per touch average, Taysom Hill, he is the roided out Mormon version of Christian McCaffrey. Mormonism defeats Christianity.
This looked really solid. Got thrown in a bad situation on Thursday Night Football against the Steelers and still looked pretty good and not shaken, so that's good. It is good.
He rushed.
Just ignoring Perna.
He caught a TD.
The lighting is looking real menacing right now on you too, though. It's very ambient right now.
Sean Payton is about to trade Russell Wilson to the Saints for Taysom Hill.
Nathan, appreciate you. Glad you're in a better place, my friend. What are you saying now, Perna? Good God.
Taysom Hill will be a Bronco by the end of the week.
Yeah, he's going to be your new starting quarterback?
Mm-hmm. Saints are going to
Cut
cut him.
Quarterback? Appreciate you, Nathan.
Call it Tebow 2.0. Oh, yeah.
I see when Perna starts just rambling and saying things, that means he's done with the show. That just
Thank you,
means,
J&B. Thank you.
That just means he's
thank you
done.
for correcting yourself. That takes a real man to do that. This is a show where we get the facts right. Okay? Get them right. See, you put in the rundown, the Giants are F 10 ways from Monday. I think the Giants are about to find their future in this upcoming NFL draft. They are going to be in a position to draft their next quarterback, and they're going to get their next quarterback. Brian Dable's going to get a guy he wants. And the Giants got to tank this year. Ultimately, they're going to be saved.
Hey, you got to win. Hey, got Josh Dobbs to win. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're not fine, but you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. So, the refs were terrible again this week. But I feel like now it's not even a news story because they're just bad. Like the refs are bad. The roughing the passer is BS. The consistency is non-existent. And again, it happens every single effing week, over and over and over again.
I feel like the NFL Twitter account just probably has the word official, ref, referee, roughing. It's all muted. Like the
That's
NFL
better,
never
Nathan.
sees the criticism of their officiating. They're just like, it's good. That's really good.
It's like a social media manager who just sends out a tweet knowing it's going to start a fire, and they just walk away and they mute the reply. Like they just mute the conversation. They're like, all right, my work here is done. That's pretty phenomenal. Listen, Lamar Jackson looking real good.
Omar's coming.
MVP. No, it's CJ Stroud. It's not even close. It's CJ Stroud. Dobbs really good. Might get like NFC something, but hey, let's go. And we got Allagash. Let's go. Perna, what you got coming out, buddy?
Today?
Yes.
Maybe something. Maybe
Kill me.
nothing.
Kill me.
If I can get through it, maybe a CJ Stroud video. If not, winners and losers will be up tomorrow morning.
It's true. Okay. All right. So maybe something, maybe nothing. That's the wrong way.
Look at that cute Broncos pencil.
There you go.
Vintage. This is original.
It's unsharpened like your offense.
Shut up. This one's better.
Is that an eraser or is that just a cap at the end?
Hey, look. I'm
That
doing
doesn't
Lord of the
help.
Rings camera trickery. These two helmets are the exact same size, I swear.
I can't.
You're Frodo. I am the hot elf.
It's true. It's true. Very, very true. All right.
What do you got coming, Tom?
I just put out before this show aired Eagles Cowboys fan reaction to yesterday. Streamed for 13 hours yesterday. Packers post games up from yesterday. Packers fan reaction up from yesterday. Today, if the NFL is scripted week 9, I'll be streaming tonight. Oh, God. Chargers, Jets, and then every NFL fan's reaction to week 9.
Bam.
Bam. We're rocking. But, folks, we appreciate you tuning in to the craziest sports show that we got. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is a G up a ass. And you have been navigated.
You reached your destination.
What?
The hot elf is Legolas, guys.